It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you go to show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me, Than. No, wait, I'm DK.
And me, actual fan.
Bringing you your jazz popping off, bringing your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force ish. Oh, Lucy, 18 months. Last 2022 stream, last 2022 resub. Thank you so much, Lucy. That's very nice of you. It's very nice of you indeed.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Oh, kicking. Oh, this guy. Not to be outdone.
Well, you're not the only one who can do that. I can do stuff too.
I can do stuff too. Hist Prof Davy, thank you very much for the prime
Say
sub.
meow. I can say moo. I can call a guy a chicken fucker.
So DK chat needs to know, are you drinking, bro? Well,
No, not other than just I don't know, drinking the sorrows of the world. I don't know.
oh,
If my
hoodlum.
right eye starts twitching, I apologize. I've not been sleeping well of late, so I feel like my right eye is like twitching like crazy today. So I don't know if it'll be visible on camera or not.
Bloody hoodlum. 30 months, brother. 13 months. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you. Cheers. Delicious water.
That's so long.
It is so
So long.
Gina's cheered some 69 bits. Nice.
Blimey.
Well, we're
Nice.
starting out strong today. Good evening to everyone. How are we feeling? Everyone feeling festive? We're real close to a hype train, by the way. We're 2% away. If anyone's got a sneaky resub they want to chuck in, feel free to do it. Yeah, how we?
I do it when it tells me to. I don't know how this works.
I got someone else to set it up for me. It just does it. I don't know how it does
Like,
it.
resubscribe, you idiot.
And you're like, okay, I'll do it.
Done. I'll do that. Yeah, how you guys doing? It's man, we've been a little inconsistent on the back end of the year. This last couple of months have been all over the place. Partially, I would say more than partially, that's my fault.
Well, considering we can't do the show without you.
Well,
I
yeah.
blame the producer personally.
Yeah, although I found out last night that just because you're the host of the show doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be there. But we'll talk about that in a minute. 1am, how could you possibly feel? Energized, Lucy, I reckon. Raring to go. That youthful exuberance that you have, just ready to attack the day. Wait, 1am... Must be 1am Saturday, yeah? It's 1am Saturday?
Yeah, it'd be 1 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah,
It'd be 1
yeah.
a.m. Saturday.
Pretty
Yes.
sure that's how time works.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
time travel?
That would be how to. Ooh, time zones. Ooh, spooky.
Spooky time zones. Well,
Very
it's
spooky time.
it's very, very, very nice to be sitting here with you, gentlemen. It is the last podcast of 2022 for us. It's always a special time of year when we gather around and DK gets real grumpy and then drinks too much and then bitches out the internet. It's great. Or his students.
Gonna try to avoid that. But it's been a week.
It has?
More than a week, I guess. But you know,
Yuck.
such as. Okay, well, Jenny already stole my joke about my number one fan, so we can cross that one off the list.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
It's no point anymore.
No point.
It's
yeah.
just end of semester nonsense, trying to get all the business squared away. So I don't know, trying to just relax for the weekend, but stuff this week generally has just kind of been pushing my stress level. I would say like down into my stomach, but I guess it's been filling up. I don't know. I don't know where this metaphor is going, but the stress is filling one way or another. And like I feel like I've tried to be, well, I've been reasonably honest on this show that essentially I didn't consume any cannabis products for about 20 years.
Right.
And then started this year kind of on a recommendation to address some of my generalized anxiety and insomnia and things like that. And generally speaking, it has worked fairly well. Like, honestly, there were lots of people who would say stuff like that and talking about using it medicinally. And I admit, in the back of my mind, I was always kind of like, okay, whatever you need to tell yourself to be a pothead, that's fine. You can claim whatever you want, but damned if it hasn't actually helped. But like in the last week, for whatever reason, I think just the stress level is a little bit too high, and just it wasn't working. Like, I was having caffeine, and that was making me way too buzzy.
Yeah.
And like I felt like my heart rate was up. I felt like my blood pressure was up. All these kinds of bad things. Been trying to avoid. So I wasn't sleeping properly. So I tried to like get off of that for a couple of days. Tried to dial back my coffee. And as you can imagine, when you just stop consuming as much caffeine rather abruptly, you get a little bit grumpy. You get a little bit fried.
Yeah.
Kinds of things. So
No.
I don't think that will fully explain why the overall kind of like grade curve is down this semester. I don't think it has anything to do with that, but that probably isn't helping. But don't at me if things aren't going well. I don't know. It's just it's a whole package of things. But I'm glad to see you guys. Glad we're doing stuff.
Well,
so
yeah, I mean,
we're just gonna try to live.
We haven't really officially come out, but and said it, but I think, yeah, like cannabis products, thankfully where you are illegal, where I live not so legal, but they have
And yet,
dramatically, dramatically, from a medicinal standpoint, like improved my life as well. Not that we're like advocating for like drug use, but certainly like if you can find a way to better your life and not just like numb stuff.
barely a drug. Barely a drug.
It's barely a drug.
Yeah, but sure, all the binge drinking that happens in all the Commonwealth countries, that's totally fine. That's perfectly healthy. But
yeah.
can't have none of that weed stuff.
But it's not. So it's not. And I guess for anyone that doesn't know, man, I can't believe we're out of the gate. We're talking about marijuana, but like with cannabis use, like it's not necessarily about
We're shifting the dialogue.
about like numbing anything. It's not about numbing. There are a lot of health benefits to consuming, but the resupply I would say has a pretty green standpoint. I was like you, dude. I like didn't really consume cannabis products at all for the majority of my life. Briefly in high school, but the majority of my life, yeah. And then this year and last year. Found it to be a marked improvement in areas of my life, which is good. So I'm glad that it's had like a similar effect for you. But anyway, let's pivot away from drug use.
Medicine use.
Medicine consumption. Yeah. Oh, what a year it's been! It's been a long year. We've done lots of stuff. Things have been happening, and we'll talk about some of that. How about some fairly breaking news? What's that link? What's that link that you've posted?
Boo! We don't use that service. Fuck you, Elon.
Do you? Italy now has a. Oh, I did see that actually. Italy breaking news. Italy now has a laser force. Is that the first one? I saw a post on my Facebook feed.
Yeah. Apparently first ever laser force site in Italy. Well, that's very cool.
That's cool.
Good for them.
Good for you, Italy.
Well done.
Good for you.
Welcome, Italy, to the Laser Force Fano. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Lucy, get down there and give us a report.
Yeah. You're one of our European correspondents.
It's like a 20-minute drive for them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can relate. How a guy next door sees the rest of the world. Yeah, that's really cool. Stallion also sent me a message. Oh, Dolly.
Train, drive, you know what I mean.
It's
a short journey. That's what I'm trying to specify.
Thank you, Dolly. 26 months. Bloody brilliant. Stallion sent me a message this morning as well saying he basically got a message from the Napier Laser Force site. After them sort of being a bit quiet for a couple of months with him, but they sent him a message just saying, yeah, they're still looking for premise, so all is not lost on the Napier reopening front. It'd be kind of cool to have another New Zealand site to talk about going to.
Especially if it could be open within, say, the next 7 months or so.
I mean, that'd be kind of nice.
No particular reason, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, just maybe.
Speaking of which, obviously, Auckland Nats 2023 is a thing. Haven't got a date yet. Still waiting to hear from management. But I have been in contact with them. They are, unfortunately, they've closed actually. We were gonna go play this week, and they sent them a message saying, "Hey, we got the numbers. We'll see you this week." And they sent me a message back saying, "Oh, actually, we're away, and the site is closed until 16th of January." To which I was like, "Holy shit! That's like you're closed for a month over
holidays?
Summer break, the school holiday break." Yeah,
disconcerting.
Yeah. But hopefully everything's all good. Just as a heads up, give me the keys next time, and we'll keep the place running on the weekends for you. I'm sure that will go down real well.
Solid bet.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to like wrap my head around the you're closing basically for the entirety of school holidays.
It's it's a bold move, Cotton. It is a bold move. It'd be
Fuck
nice to
them
have
kids.
ASAP. Because you're gonna need to look for flight tickets. Yep, you and everyone else, Lucy. You and everyone
Well,
else.
I think we'll probably know sometime, I would say, after the 16th of January would be my guess.
Well, hopefully you can let me know sooner than that. But it is an interesting predicament. Hopefully because they're originally from overseas. So I think they've gone back to spend the holidays as a family together because they've been running business here and business back home now for a couple of years, and they haven't really spent any long periods of time with each other. So hopefully that's what this month is about. They get to kind of be with each other, be with family over this time, because it is important. And hopefully we see them again in the new year. It would be cool. So that's where things are at with Nats at the moment. As soon as I have an update, I will put it in the Discord and I will put it up in the tournament page on Facebook and everywhere else it needs to be put so people can start looking at flights and whatnot. But like I said, we are looking at one of the last 2 weeks of July. So no, what are you talking? Get out of here, Tucker! Get out of here!
Quit trying to like stir the pot so you can host like another tournament in Loveland.
This
because
dirty-
we already got like 5 Loveland events coming up this year. You don't get to have just another one.
This dirty bitch
Yeah,
is
fuck off.
already trying to move into my Kool-Aid. We'll just host our own event. If that's cool, yeah, we'll just host our own event. For people who can't go to New
With
Zealand.
blackjack and hookers.
Oh, I'm in. Change of plans. 2023. Nats now moved to Oakley. What? And we'll just hang out in the parking lot that used to be sidetracked. Savage. Sick burn.
Ouch.
Yeah. And so just on that as well, it is a little frustrating to not have dates yet because the Aussie titles are trying to work to our dates as well. The whole
Well,
point
maybe it
of
would be
this...
easier if they set their dates and we could then
maybe
adjust to them. But
maybe. At this point, yeah, I'm just waiting on the. I'm pretty sure I know the. No. I'm fucking with you, Tucker. It's all good, bro. At this point, we're just waiting on that final go ahead because it'll be one of those last 2 weekends. But I don't want anyone to book before that gets confirmed, because that's the last.
Yeah.
As much as I want to see you guys, we could just hang out
I'll
together
just book
for a
through
week.
that whole 2 weeks. Yeah, fuck it.
Just do it. Yeah. So that's kind of where things are at. Yeah. So yeah, cool. Once we hear, then we'll hear, and then I'll let you know.
Cool. So the news is there's no news.
There's no news.
Auckland Laser Force fucked off and went somewhere else. So now we'll find out where they're going. They're going to open up a new site somewhere else. And we'll just have to find out. It's a secret location.
That's right.
We have to discover it.
It's gonna be great. Puts hand up for airport pickups. You don't live in the city.
That's just how dedicated Dolly is.
Dolly, you're a legend.
I don't care. Drive all the way up to Auckland, drop people off, no problem.
No problem. You're coming up, yeah. I think so. It's gonna kind of turn into a de facto Twitch meetup as well with the extended Twitch community as well as the Laser Force community.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, it makes sense, and people are traveling a long way, and a lot of the communities have kind of merged together. So, yeah, should be sweet. Started to look like a zombie. Wait.
Oh, sounds like someone might have spicy flu.
Yeah, Lucy, do you have
Uh-oh.
spicy cough? Damn, brutal. So
Or just one of like the 5 other viruses that are just out in the world right now, just fucking people over left and right.
just stay at
Yeah,
home.
it's been. Yeah, it's been interesting, watching more and more people start remasking around where I am has been like, oh, yep, okay.
I did when I went to the store this last week.
Yeah.
I've been masking again, going out as well for that reason. It's like, it's like I know what it did to me. I don't really feel like having that happen again.
Yeah.
You know,
Prefer
so-
not to. Prefer not to.
Yeah, so you know, we'll go with, you know, wearing a mask. Plus, honestly, it's fucking cold. Having a mask on when you're outside when it's cold is really nice because your
Actually,
face
it is
doesn't
kind of an
freeze.
improvement.
Typical
That's true facts.
non-glasses wearing outlook on wearing a mask. Wearing a mask when it's
Correct.
cold, when you wear glasses as well, bullshit. Absolutely bullshit.
Okay,
You just gotta have a long ass nose like me, so that way that pushes it out away from the glasses, and then you just tuck it like under your glasses and get those forward.
I've got like flat, wide nose, so it's there's no respite for me.
Tough one.
look,
Tough one.
Yeah.
I can't help it that both of your eyes are fucking trash and mine aren't.
I bet they are. You're just in
So-
denial. You just don't know. Don't know.
Oh no! I am waiting for the day when, you know, I realize that my eyes are going, because the day that happens, the amount of people that I know are already lined up to give me grief for, you know, having to, you know, move to actually wearing glasses because I have to.
Cool
It is a very long line. It is a very long line of people that are
On the
are
plus side,
waiting.
it'll mean fewer cracks about your hair.
Says
I don't
you.
think that's true.
It'll just increase the
I don't
age
think-
jokes.
Yeah, I was say I don't think that's true in the slightest. I think it will actually increase the amount of jokes about my lack of hair at the point at which I have to actually start wearing corrective lenses. I think that's just going to happen.
Well,
So
Some people are lucky; they just don't have to do that.
speaking of Laser Force centric stuff, we got a message after our last podcast from our good friend Mischief. Is it a surprise? Actually, don't think it's a surprise, right?
I don't think it's a surprise now.
Okay.
I wouldn't imagine so.
And you know what? If it is, he should have fucking told us it was a surprise. So
Yeah,
fuck it.
this is on
His
him.
We're
fault.
here to break news.
Yeah, breaking news. So Mischief, Loveland, Colorado player, thank you, Dan, has got a lot of Laser Force centric content on his YouTube channel. Off the back of the last discussion we have, which was how and when to drop nukes. Actually, nukes 101, let's say. He's looking to put together a 3-part series. How did he put it?
I don't think he said a 3-part series. It was more like he wants to have sort of 3 categories of videos for various levels of Space Marines development to point out like different things, to put some playlists together to help new players and experienced players to get, you know, fresh insights and takes on things.
Yeah. Which is going to be great. Like if you're, this will probably be the most comprehensive education program that we'll have for Space Marines, which will include like you said, sort of that is, how's he put it, SM5 101, 201 and 301, so I guess varying degrees of difficulty and stuff. So if you haven't already, follow his YouTube channel. The link's in the description. Links in chat. Give us
Chat, description, whatever.
It's
a thing.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
a thing. He showed you the video list. We're going to be doing this for a long time. That's good. It's good because all it really
Good.
says
We need
to do
content.
is-
I'm a big fan of the content.
Oh, that's a good one. Ooh. Follow his channel so you can fix that URL. Exactly right.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah. Ugh. While you're at it, follow ours, which I believe is youtube.com/@the-resupply, which is pretty cool. It's way better than Mischief's.
What?
But yeah.
UCHQH7U4, that rolls right off the tongue.
Off the tongue. So check his content out, and if you want to, get a bunch more information about Space Marines and how to play it good, that's probably the best place to go. No, first here, and then there. we're very knowledgeable.
No. You said if they want to play good, so you should
yeah.
probably just focus on their channel.
That's right. Speaking of content, I want to do a very quick shout out to our close friend Twitch brethren, fellow Twitch streamer Blueson, exclamation Blueson in chat. Blue is currently we're at day 5 of Sinmas, of the 12 days of Sinmas is currently happening over at the Blueson channel. He's given away a Switch OLED on the 12th day. All you got to do is follow his channel and do exclamation Switch I think in chat. He gave us the keys to his channel last night. We had a bunch of fun.
No. Correction. He gave you the keys to the channel last night. He did not give us the keys to the channel. He gave
me
you
the
key to the channel.
Which, I mean, in retrospect, is probably why Laser Force didn't give me the keys to their business.
Like, look at this guy. We can't trust him with anything.
Oh yeah, what's his problem? Man, he's crazy. But yeah, we did a Blueson takeover stream last night. Myself and Truly Awful, aka Gray from These Four Walls. It was a bunch of fun. But tomorrow on his channel, he is doing a D&D one-shot campaign, and yours truly will be featuring in that one-shot. So if you're interested in checking out some kooky D&D, hit us up, because it's gonna be a bunch of fun. I can't wait for that. It's not often that I play any D&D at the moment. It's too busy, just too busy. Dick, I'm too busy.
It involves a lot of sitting still and paying attention. Steve's not into that.
I've really struggled. 2 hours, man. 2 hours is my limit. Does that mean the intro song still work? Not here. Yeah, so that's going to be a bunch of fun. That's going to be, I think, it's called a Very Frosty D&D one-shot. So DM'd by the one and only Frosthammer NZ from this band, Empire. Man, got a lot of talented friends we do.
It's going to be a whole Twitch matchup going on here. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. So yeah, if you've got nothing else to do tomorrow, come and check that out. I mean, I know a lot of you will be there. I may do that if it's not at like the middle of the night for me.
It's probably the middle of the night.
Love to cheer you on.
I think it's like 7 p.m. New Zealand time.
It's 10 p.m. for us tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty late for this old man.
Is it?
But you know what? I haven't been sleeping anyway, so fuck it.
Wait, 10 p.m. tomorrow for you guys. So 7.
Yeah, I guess that would be. Yeah, because it's like, because we start the show at 1 p.m. your time, right?
Yeah.
So it's 3 hours ahead, but it's the day before. Man, clocks are fucked up.
So 4 p.m.
Steve-O. You remember that really cool widget that you installed onto Discord, so that when you put times in for the schedule, it would just automatically put it into the right. Okay, it's 10 p.m. for me and DK tomorrow for that show.
I trust the man.
So what time does that make it for me?
I don't fucking know what time that makes it for you. That's not my problem. I'm not on the fucking show tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. All right. Good thing we checked. Woo.
Fucking time your show is tomorrow.
Oh,
Jesus.
my goodness. Dan is right. We need to teach Gibber to use it. I let the boys know. I let the boys know that they should do that within the Discord, because I think it really helps. With the.
It does.
Yeah. Oh, why
it
is
really
Dan's
does.
camera died? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was weird.
What do you mean, why has my camera died?
Well, you froze. At least you were able to talk without moving your mouth.
I mean, I've been taking ventriloquism lessons.
Especially you, Lucy. Exactly right. Your time zones are crazy. Good morning, Smalley. Hello. Nice to see you.
Weekly double tap of labored basic maths.
You got it. You got it. Rolls right off the top.
Yeah, that's...
Really, calendar? My calendar's like Resupply live streams on. Yeah, bro. I'm right in the middle of it.
Thanks for the heads up, calendar.
Yeah, appreciate you. Real quick, just before we went live today, we were sitting here. Me and Thea were sitting here having a yarn, and we hear on his doorstep. well, not doorstep, on his door, because you don't generally
Yeah.
knock on the doorstep.
Generally
Is that
not.
how they do it in New Zealand?
Unless you're really drunk and you fall, but
That's
no,
right.
It's definitely a knock on the door.
But there was a knock on the door. He's like, "Oh, hang on, someone's at my door." And he disappears, and then I hear off camera, "Yeah, hey, hi, how are you? I'm looking for the homeowner." And then immediately Than's like, "Yeah, nah, I'm not interested, thank you." And you could tell that he was closing the door as he was saying it, because from on the other side of the door, the sales guy was like, but you don't even know why I'm here." Or something. It was so good. I really wish it had happened on stream. It would have been the best way to end.
Yeah. Well, again, if it had happened on stream, I wouldn't have gotten up and answered the door. But
As a rule of thumb,
Frankly,
yeah,
I'm
should.
surprised you did anyway.
actually, I'm kind of surprised I did also. But why not? No, it was standard door-to-door alarm sales, and it's like no, I no, and it's like you have a fucking name badge on with the company name. Like, I know why you're here.
Yeah, most people who visit me don't have a name badge on. I already know that they're
like,
coming.
I don't know, man. I've seen Home Alone. They might just be casing the joint before Christmas.
Someone rang your doorbell after midnight the other day. Oh, Smalley, that's creepy. Did you answer it? Surely you didn't answer it. You're street smart.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like,
Yuck.
somebody's ringing my doorbell after midnight. Like, nope. I'm not answering the door.
Probably just some kids fucking around with people.
Probably.
The
You'd
Gibbs
hope.
told a story on stream the other day, and someone came. They have bedrooms on the ground floor, and they've got a sliding door to a shared garden space in the complex that they live in, and
Okay.
and it was like 4 a.m, and they hear like a knock on the on their ranch slider, and it's not accessible from the street or whatever, and they were like, and V woke up and was like, "What the fuck?" And opened the door, and there's a dude who's like, "Let me in, I need to use your toilet." In my defense, I really
No.
needed to go to the toilet.
Some guy.
Some guy, yeah. All right. Let's. It's the end of the year, boys. What a year it's been. Yeah. It's been a big year actually. A lot of stuff's going on, considering, there's stuff just started opening up for us at the start of the year. We got tag back. We did get tag back.
That is accurate.
I thought we could sort of talk about some of the things, the more relevant or memorable things that happened this year. Have you guys got any stuff that kind of jumps out at you, like from early in the year, or?
I mean, my Laser Force specific stuff that this year is pretty minimal because, it's not like I, live near some place that I can, go play competitively on a regular basis, and
I just
two,
specify
I've had,
competitively.
Yeah.
Like you're literally like 15 minutes from a site right now.
I did specify competitively because I still haven't gone and played at that site yet. Just
Shame.
But yeah, very much so. But I mean, West Coast end of February, beginning of March in Loveland, where I actually got to see you guys in person for the first time
Saw each other in person
for a very long
Crazy.
time, and we had 4 fucking countries represented at that tournament. I mean, that was a good time, and it was and super fun from doing the lobby streaming as well, and just I mean, basically that trip was really fucking great, aside from that whole flat tire on the way to the awards dinner, and then having to drive to the airport the next day on the spare.
Yeah.
That part sucked.
It took us like an extra 20 minutes, but we got it done. That wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
I think it was more the night
it was-
before, right? It kind of threw you out, threw your rhythm out.
Yeah. Trying to try to actually be a little bit social, which is, very unlike me. And I was actually like all framed like, yeah, okay.
You'd
And
blow
then
yourself
that
up.
happened. It's like, nope, nope, nope. I'm now totally not really in a frame to deal with anything because of that.
Far full of
So.
that night. Actually, on that note, chat, if you have some highlights from a Laser Force perspective, feel free to chuck them in chat. Lucy, the opportunity to spend time with Smalley Marcus and play some SM5. That was a highlight for you. It's a good highlight. Bloody good highlight. That Colorado tournament was really special from a number of for a number of reasons for me, because obviously we hadn't been together, the three of us, for what, 5-6 years, something like that.
2017.
4 years. It was, no, 2018. We're all,
2018. Yeah, 2018. My bad.
2018.
But still, that's still a while.
No, 20. Oh no, Than, you weren't there in 2019. You didn't go to Detroit, huh? Okay.
No, I did not go to Detroit.
It's been 4 years, 3.5 years, basically.
Triple threat for you. We'll talk about that in a minute, Stallion.
The Colorado trip was nice. It was a little bittersweet for me from like a gameplay perspective.
Me too.
But it was really good to hang out with you guys for sure.
I think our expectations, like for our team, because we obviously, me and you played on the same team. For our team, our expectations were quite lofty, and I think we fell short of where we thought.
And then we figured out we were all old and fat and out of shape.
Oh man, it really hit home for me when I was like, this is brutal. I have to have like an oxygen tank on standby after every game.
We were pretty up there. The air was a bit thinner.
Yeah.
Not saying that explains it all, but
I wish I was a bit thinner.
Fair.
You got to play with DK the next tourney, so you're biased. Yeah, he's pretty great. Right. So the other thing as well with that tournament, it was special because obviously for us here in New Zealand, we had our very hardline border close to the rest of the world for, at that point, what, 3 years, 2 years, let's say 2.5, and I kind of booked my ticket with the hope that I was actually going to be able to get back into my country, because they were changing the rules what seemed like every week.
Yeah.
So it was pretty great to be able to actually leave the country and come see you guys again and come through it all relatively unscathed. So it was pretty awesome trip. The snow was so good. The mountains were awesome. It was just really cool. I got to play in St. George that trip for my first time, which that's kind of one of those flagship US sites. Probably one of 5 or whatever.
Which is now.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like for how long St. George was kind of a joke as far as that goes. Like if you had told me, back in 2009, 2010, whatever, that, or even a little bit before that, St. George was going to turn into one of the like full like anchor sites for the US, I don't know that I would have believed you.
The last one standing on the West Coast, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I still remember when we went there. When was that road trip then? Like 2003 that we first drove out there? Thereabouts? 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. Early 2000s anyway. And it was still like, it was a sleepy little town. And just in that 20 years, it's blown up. It's not like a major city, but it's a like solid town with a good amount of sprawl.
Yeah.
And maybe needs a little bit more urban planning, but
maybe needs a lot more urban planning, I think is
a better sewage system apparently.
That's
terrifying
about urban planning. Yeah. No, them now being one of the anchor sites for competitive Space 5 is, I mean, it's awesome. I love that it's happened. But it's not something that I would have ever expected.
Yeah, especially since we hated it in 2010 when we played. Like, oh god, what a terrible site! That arena is garbage. And I'm just like, You know what? I think that might be my favorite site in the U.S. now.
Yeah, that's because they keep closing them.
Well,
You're you're right, Tucker. It doesn't help. Doesn't hurt that they took Caleb. Obviously, that's a massive get for the Utah state. Being that he kind of proxy to a couple of sites, but they've produced some very, very talented Laser Force Space Marines players. So hopefully they can keep it going for a while, especially with the two being so close to each other. Hopefully they can, once
Cedar
Cedar
City.
City, yeah,
Get your
gets
shit together.
lasers sorted.
Cedar Fun Center.
Yeah, then they can kind of spring up like a bit of a rivalry. But yeah, that was a real cool trip, real big highlight I think for the year on the Laser Force events.
We're definitely getting cat input now.
Yeah. My oldest is sitting on my lap and is like, Dad, why are you talking to these idiots instead of being upstairs and loving me?
It's like Dan's old mic. It's making an appearance again.
Yeah, that's right. Right, so that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. The stuff coming out of the walls makes that sus. Yeah. That sounds horrific. But we'll get to
fix that too.
We'll get to that too. So probably the next major thing from a Laser Force perspective for us, we decided to host the Auckland Triple Threat tournament. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play it. Not really. And also Stallion didn't get to play it, but Stallion did an amazing job commentating for the tournament on the channel. And actually, I was in two minds about whether or not to do it, but I've actually uploaded the replay from that tournament on our YouTube page. So was it on our YouTube? I think I put it. Yeah. So if you want to go back and watch all of that tournament, you could do that on our YouTube channel. Exclamation YouTube and chat. It was probably I think the glue that really held that whole experience together for spectators. And actually, Stallion, if you're interested, Blue Sin has offered his color commentary for next year. If you want a broadcasting partner, not that he knows anything about Space Marines or laser tag.
That might make it better.
I think it would.
But he is very entertaining. That's accurate.
He could
It's in any broadcaster. You got to have the play-by-play guy and you got to have the color guy. So,
that's right.
Maybe it could be a great dynamic.
You raise an excellent point, though. You want to be playing next year. So, we'll figure it out. We're going to need a commentator. Maybe Blueson could be the one. He's just going to make up, you see, he's going to just make up tactics and plays. He's BC guy next door is running the bootleg. There he goes. That sort of shit.
That was a wicked googly.
Wicked googly. That's a term, right? I assume you know that's a term. A wicked googly.
I've heard it somewhere.
Yeah, that's cricket, mate. Bust out a wicked googly.
It was like that.
He could do some research by watching everything you said. I'm pretty sure he'll go in blind. He'll do a great job just making shit up. He's good like that.
That'll be better, to be honest.
But yeah, so that was pretty great for that tournament. It was nice to see something different in this hemisphere in Oceania, because really the only tournaments we ever have run, aside from Brisbane's leagues, in our scene anyway for Space Marines, it's always Nats. So it was cool to see something that was a bit different. I think we'll try it again. Maybe next time we'll go to a different site and we'll play for a week, a triple threat tournament format. I don't know. I don't think it'll be next year because of Nats, but we'll see. We'll see what we can kind of muster. It was a shame. It was just a shame that I couldn't play. I was really looking forward to playing, and these things happen.
Alas, the spicy flu.
The spicy flu.
Wah, wah.
COVID. But that same week, You made it across back to Utah, I believe. DK.
Yeah, well, not quite the same week. I think they were a little more than a week apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had the other event in Utah, which was small. I mean, we only had 4 teams, but it was a really good competitive tournament. And like I'd said, Colorado had been sort of a mixed bag, and I realized after the fact that it kind of like shook my confidence a little bit after playing that one. But Utah went a long way to kind of like rebuilding that a little bit, because I certainly wasn't the best player there, obviously, but I felt like I didn't make a complete ass out of myself. So that was better.
Yeah,
it was good. I had a good time with my team. I think the tournament ended up being a lot more balanced than a lot of people thought. The team that was considered to be the favorite did win, but it's like they ran away with it, so it was good.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Plus, got to say, and that's the house.
To be fair, also, it's a good thing Baden actually didn't show up for that team, because that would have
made it a little more lopsided, probably.
Yeah, just throwing that out there.
Or maybe not. Maybe Baden sucks now. Who knows?
Maybe Baden sucks now. Yeah, he definitely sucks. He got like way fitter, so he definitely sucks. Right.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly how that works. You get more fit, and then you get worse at things. Yep. That's totally how that goes.
Yeah, definitely how that goes. Did you guys have any other like big events that kind of stand out for you? Either on a personal level or a laser tag.
I mean,
well, thanks for that nice subtle introduction there, Steve.
I mean, moving halfway across the country again.
Oh, you moved?
Is definitely a thing. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Getting back out to the West Coast, and being a little more comfortable in the space, which is very. I mean, I think I've said this before on channel. Like, Texas was very good to me from a career standpoint. Like, I would not be doing what I'm doing now with the company I'm with had I not made that move. So from that aspect, it was great. In other aspects, it left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
So just to kind of gloss over the last like 2.5 years, it left a lot to be desired. So it feels kind of nice being someplace where it's like the actual environment is someplace that I want to be. It's nice that if I feel like going to the ocean, it's an hour 15 drive, as opposed to I need to hop on a fucking plane and then have an hour 15 drive.
Yeah,
so,
a real ocean, not the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, Gulf of Mexico does not count. No.
Is the Gulf of Mexico the one that comes up like past like Louisiana and
yes,
like up through there?
Area.
Okay, right.
The ones the hurricanes are like, fuck you guys.
Isn't it more like a swampy sea?
Swampy sea.
Yeah, swampy sea. That's all I figured down there is just swampy sea.
Sure. That's fine.
I was gonna say that's probably a little bit closer to the truth.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's definitely Oregon's about as close to New Zealand as I can get while still being in the US.
Seems fair.
So it's definitely feels good to be the fuck out of Texas. Not that Oregon doesn't have its own set of problems, because Oregon does have its own set of problems. But I'll take Oregon's set of problems over Texas's set of problems.
Hawaii says hello. Aloha. Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, but Hawaii's like hot and shit. like in comparison to New Zealand. It's got the beaches and such, but it's all tropical. New Zealand is more like temperate. It's my understanding.
Yeah, Auckland's been pretty swampy this last like couple of weeks. I don't
Somebody's
know
got their word of the day calendar out.
It's man, I was up north last weekend, or I think it was last weekend, seeing my brother, and as we drove through, we heard reports later in the day that the newly tar sealed road had basically melted, and so like all of the work that they'd done over the last month was like rendered useless, and so they've had to kind of reseal the roads, but that was shit. Just
What?
And it's not necessarily that hot. It's like 26 degrees. But it's like it's humid and muggy as shit. It sucks. It's swampy. But yeah, the road's melted.
A reminder to everybody that the tournament will not be taking place during summer. So,
No.
Despite Steve's great tourism brochure, you will probably not experience that kind of weather when
Go to New Zealand. It's swampy.
It's swampy.
It's swampy. The roads are like Michigan, but with more swamps. Yeah, so that's probably a big old personal life change, big old personal highlight for you, moving states. I would have.
Yeah. Now my goal is to not move again for a really fucking long time. 'Cause I'm tired of fucking moving.
Come to New Zealand.
Not the most fun thing in the world. It's true.
We've got swamps.
No.
I would say also, like, with a big highlight for us was that the first and last Jet Noise album was released, which was a banger. If you've not heard it, !Jet in chat might be the shortcut. I think it's that. Boom.
Hey,
yep.
There we
There
go.
we go. Yeah, it was a good album. That dropped this year, right? I didn't fuck that up.
Yeah, that was because literally we played the album release show, in I think that was June or July. I can't even remember now, and like that the album release show was the last show.
Yeah.
Which
I'm fucking off now.
well, and kind of the ironic thing on that is like that literally means that the last two bands, or the last two versions of that band, like the last show that was played for both versions was a CD release show.
Yeah.
Which is
Never
just like,
released new
really?
material. It's a bad omen for you guys.
Apparently.
And you also played a show right before you moved to Texas, as I recall.
Yeah. That was like literally the day before the drive started. There was a show. I had to like because I needed my drums, obviously for the show. I ended up having to take my drums to the movers depot like the next day to get it put into the shipment because they had picked everything else up already. So it's like, so there was a whole drama with arranging that piece as well. So apparently, me and playing shows is just a precursor to moving or something.
If you're a bad man.
So apparently,
It's like the band version of the Irish Goodbye.
Remember Lee's Irish Goodbye to us at the Empire show down in Christchurch. This is a podcast, not a show. Exactly right. Yeah, he just was like, okay, see ya. Not even see ya. Just left. We were like, where the hell did Remember Lee's go?
See ya. That's a goodbye.
Yeah, it's more like a, okay, I'm going now, goodbye. And then just leaves. Did you have any personal highlights for you this year, DK?
Gosh, personal stuff. I can't even think on that scale, since so much of my life seems to revolve around trying to get to laser tag events these days. Although, fun fact that I found out is one of the nice things about getting older is that scar tissue builds up a lot more quickly, because those little things I got on the back of my hand, you can see, are still kind of like fucked up looking.
Wait, that was that from lasers?
Yeah, because this one I got, that was from running into Zev.
Goodness me.
Right there. And then I scuffed my hand like coming down one of the ramps the next day. So
have you tried not running into Zev? I've heard that's way better. Just throwing
You
that
know,
out there.
it wouldn't be a laser tag event if I didn't have a few like hard to explain bruises. So
I didn't realize that you were so frail. We're gonna have to get you a carer, I think.
Maybe.
I'm concerned. It did look like it was
it'll
pretty
be all
bloody.
yeah, I didn't really think that much of it because it took off probably a couple layers of skin, but that's nothing that I haven't dealt with in laser tag before. You know, getting a scrape or a bruise, something like that here.
Yeah.
I'm just like, boy, it sure is taking a long time to heal. How come the color's all weird? Now some of it's probably also because it's cold and you know your skin kind of gets fucked up in the winter and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was like, bit more scar tissue than there was when I was 25. It's the hell of a thing.
My Wolverine
Yeah,
powers.
I'm just gonna let you know it doesn't get any better.
No, I wasn't expecting it to.
I
Okay.
think my
you know.
spine is fusing itself together. Yes. Yeah. That's
Well, you can
the
talk
same
to
thing.
Autumn and Grack about that. They'll tell you all about having their spines fused.
Oh no. Yeah. Just harden up, guy next door. You wussy back pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. On.
Other than that, though, I'm honestly grateful that I went to both those laser tag events, and it's one of the nice things about my job now is that teaching online more, I'm making more of an effort to go to those kinds of things because there were definitely many years where I missed regional events. I'm like, oh, I can't, I have work. I can't, I have work. And, you know, I did still miss some work for the Loveland event, but definitely worth it. And I think I needed that battery recharge.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good time.
So it was a good time. And so was the St. George event. And in fact, I'll be making a trip over to Loveland next month. I'll be braving some probably pretty cold weather in January. So just hoping that there's not airport mishaps and blizzards and things like that. But I'm going to think positively and get a couple of days of laser tag in so I can, you know,
When are you going?
like the 17th of January, something like that. I think.
Huh. Okay.
Why?
Be mysterious after the podcast, you jerk.
No,
So
just
apparently
see you soon.
Thanos stalking me. Other than that,
Happy New
No,
Year.
it's like it's the duo tournament thing that they're doing. Timing wise for me is super squirrely. Because I'm going up to Seattle Comic-Con, which is basically like that weekend feeding into that week. So the timing is just squirrely for me getting there and arranging things and whatnot. But at the same time, like I do want to get some games in. So it's like if you're already planning to be there in January in that time frame to play some games, maybe I will just make an appearance at the same time to play some games. Yeah, we'll talk more.
Couple of old dudes turning up.
Yeah, do that. Well, it was just one of the things that kind of like formed on a LARF. Some other Sacramento people were just like, "Hey, we're thinking about going, and flights are really cheap." At this point, they did kind of neglect to mention that. Oh yeah, a very specific set of flights were cheap. I mean, the ones I got on Southwest weren't the most ridiculous, but still, direct flights from Sacramento to Denver were not as cheap as like some Frontier Airlines flights leaving from San Francisco going to Denver. And I'm like, that's a little too much trying to mess stuff up. So I was like, okay,
just pay the extra $100.
Cheap enough, but
just pay the extra $100, and then your flight experience is much better.
I don't fuck around with Frontier or Spirit or any of that nonsense.
That's good to know for next time. I did Frontier from Colorado to Vegas. It wasn't too bad, but you know, we got lucky.
It can go fine. It's just you're rolling the dice on that one. That's all I can say.
If it goes fine, it's great. The problem is when it doesn't go fine with either one of those airlines, it goes very pear-shaped very quickly,
and there's no
trying
recourse
to
for
recover.
You.
And trying.
Aren't they merging? So at least they're going to make one like merged mega shitty airline instead of having
a Rat King. If
they were trying to. I don't know if it's been held up, but that was they were trying.
It's yet one more thing that they can cancel.
Pretty much.
Well, look, I guess the last thing that I wanted to touch on, which is probably a massive highlight for me and for the channel, this year was the third time that we did the Resupply marathon charity live stream. The 24-hour charity stream that we did, we raised 14,000 New Zealand dollars. For Starship's Children's Hospital, which was pretty great. Really, really stoked. I was stoked at how the whole 24 hours went. Like, I was amped that, like, I think people were pretty entertained for the whole time, which is a hard thing to do, to entertain people for that long. But it was really cool to have sort of friends like you guys and chat, like, come in and come out, like, kind of on a time zone revolving basis. It was kind of awesome. For me, that meant a lot because, my expectations were low based on the fact that, like, the last couple times we've done this, people were in lockdown and there wasn't a whole lot else to do, and people's travel plans had been cancelled. So, people were had a little more income, discretionary income, and free time. So they got loose with the purse strings. But understandably, things had kind of changed. People were moving, people were traveling this year, so not a lot of free cash. But we still managed to raise a shit ton of money for a charity. So it meant a lot that people showed up. There's an ongoing joke because the PlayStation 5 that we gave away is still sitting in here. It's sitting over there.
The old bait and switch.
Yeah. But it's still unopened. The seal tape is still intact. Because every time I'm like, maybe I'll just set it up because my mum.
That should just be your gimmick. Every year you give away the same PlayStation.
Well, so my mum won it, right? She lives in a different country, and so getting it to her is like, she's like, I don't know if I actually want it. So we're sort of in discussions about what she wants to do with it. But every time I go to be like, I'll just set it up and play with it for a little while, Dan's like, no, you fucking won't. You better don't touch that. No, it's not yours. Don't touch it. And she's
stealing from charity.
Yeah. Who are you, Brett Favre? So yeah.
That's an A+ reference right there.
Thank you.
Well done.
So yeah, this PlayStation's just kind of been chilling, taunting me. So it's as painful for me not being able to play it as it has been for everyone else who didn't win it. But yeah,
it's probably more painful for you in that regard because it's
like
right there.
It's right there.
Although I do very much love that. I can just mentally hear Dan going as you're like, I should just set it up and play it, and I just mentally hear her going, no,
yeah, it's not even. She does it with a look. She's just like, yeah. I'm like, okay,
great.
I will play with it. Nah, she keeps
just
it
like brandishing a wax strip at you. Don't let me get it.
I'll get your armpit while you sleep, boy. She's right though, because I said very early on that regardless of what happens, the PlayStation isn't staying in this house, or at least not being set up in this house. So.
And someday that will be true.
Yeah, eventually it'll leave here. We'll find a way to either do another redraw. We'll just do it for next year. I'm loath to kind of do it as next year's giveaway because we already did it. So I don't know. We'll figure something out though. But yeah, it was so good. It was such a fun stream. Everything like kind of worked how I was hoping it was gonna work, and yeah, like people just came and hung out with us, for basically the 24. So, but with that being said, next year we're going back to 16 hours because 24 hours was actually brutal. it's so brutal.
Yeah. I could have told you that beforehand.
that last 8 hours, man, is it's a grind. This is a tough one.
Yeah, well, but and it was pretty cool also, like with that stream, because of the whole interlocking communities and it just and it basically being a funnel for everything into this. Seeing that like the viewer count like really never dropped below like 50. Like for the entire 24 hours, it was very consistently like 50 plus. Once it once it got past the initial ramp up.
Yeah, which you always expect like a lot of people to come in for like the first hour or whatever.
Yeah. So it continues to be a testament to the just how amazing this community is. And when I say this community, I do mean our
both
interlocks with Blueson and Gray and Frosty and everybody else. It's nice that we have this this little corner of the internet that is so supportive of everybody.
Good for you for making them famous, Steve.
Who? I mean, yeah. What you said. It's been pretty awesome, and it's when you get to the end of the year and like kind of look back on what you achieved over the year and maybe take a peek towards what the coming year has in store. This is probably the best time of year to do it, obviously, being the second to last week of December. But yeah, it's been a really, really fun year. I think maybe one of the things I'd like to do for next year is maybe get back into some more regular Laser Force centric topics on the podcast. I
agree with that.
I mean, we, back in the day, instead of doing a show, we'd just come together and hanging out some weeks, and yeah, some weeks we have what's called a filler show, but like even those shows for us is just an opportunity to come together and hang out for a couple of hours and talk shit, just catch up really. But back in the day we wouldn't do that. We would take a break for months at a time. So which is why we're only at 160 episodes over the course of 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
But so I mean we'll try and look to bring a bit more Laser Force centric content in the coming years. I'll look to refresh the look and overall feel of the stream as well in the coming months. And yeah, we can kind of look forward to another year of hanging out on Twitch and chatting with people and chat and just generally adding to the reason why people should hang out in this community, specifically the Laser Force Space Marines community, because you can't play Laser Force 24/7. It's nice to have something else to do. Might as well just talk about it. Right, do you guys want to say anything before we skedaddle?
More laser tag. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, dude, that is my goal for this year, to actually play some more laser tag.
Hell yeah, it's a good goal.
It's a good goal.
It's a good goal.
That'd be good.
Solid goal.
Well, like I said earlier, tomorrow I'll be on the Blueson channel doing a D&D one shot. Over this week, during the 12 days of Sin Miss, I might take a week off from streaming because I'll be participating in a bunch of stuff over there anyway. We might do a stream on Wednesday. We'll see. But this will be the last Resupply show until probably the first or second week of the new year. We'll have a chat about when that looks to be the case, but we'll keep you mildly entertained over the Christmas break if you've got nothing else on. Just keep an eye on the Discord.
Very mildly.
Sort of put stuff in there and let you know what's going on.
Very mildly entertained.
But for the last time in 2022, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
And I have been Than.
Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you in 2023. Ka kite anō.